Jan's bloody busted the tyre. She ran into the curb. She kept blaming the tradies around here. Hey Jan! Got good news or bad news?
Oh no, not again.
The good news is
Sorry.
I've swapped the tyre over.
Which tyre for what car?
The Micra.
The Micra?
Do you want to know what the bad news is?
Oh no, don't tell me.
You can't drive. You bloody ran into the curb and you snapped it
I
off.
did it once.
You did it twice! There's 2 flat tyres out there.
But the other flat tyre I didn't do. It can't get secure that time.
Oh, look at Nando. Nando. Oh.
Alright, so I think it's worthwhile showing everyone how I'm going to insulate these ribs here on the roof.
Boring!
Essentially, I'm feeding it through this little part here, which is a bit of a prick. It's not easy. Oh, you're always complaining! Folding it in half and feeding it through there, pulling it through these ribs up here, and then I'll do the same on that side. And that's how I'm going to do every single rib on this bus. So I'll set up a camera so you can see what I'm doing.
Let's go on a journey through all time.
Alright, so insulating these ribs on the ceiling, this is proving to be a little bit difficult. It's fiddly, just like the wall ones were, but at least it's less toxic, which is hopefully a good thing.
You'd think so.
What I'm doing is I'm running this cable. It's just a typical 3-core, actually it's a 2-core, just a 2-core electrical cable. You can use any sort of cable or anything that is going to fit through there and be a little bit malleable. And I'm running it right through the rib cage. I'm only using little pieces at the moment and pulling it through to this center point here. There's a little hole on the inside and I've got the cable feeding through that hole. Now what I'm doing with it is folding this guy in half, just like that, nice and easily, feeding it through this little spot here, and then pulling the cable along. This piece is going to land around about halfway. Then I'm going to do the same on this side, and then I'm going to repeat the process for every single rib cage on the ceiling.
Oh, goody.
That should give me, when this expands out, probably about 8 mil of foam. It'll be hard up against the ceiling, and it will be doing the Reflectex thing. It's the best that I can come up with. I've tried to put the foam through that space, but it's quite pokey.
Excuses, excuses.
At the moment, that's what I'm doing, and it's working. So the reason that I have decided to only go halfway is to make life easier on me, and it also makes it so that I can possibly save on materials as well.
Stingy, self-centered.
This is working great. It's going to give us around about 8 mil or maybe more of insulation once it spirals around itself. It's also going to act as Reflectex within the rib, so it's probably going to have an R value that's quite high by the end of it. I don't know what it is because I'm not a insulation scientist.
Wait, why are we watching this show?
But this is working. I was going to use the form shield in the ribs, but that spot is quite pokey. You can't quite get in there very well. Like I can get it in there, but once it gets to this point, it's just too difficult. So this is working. Same process as the walls. Very fiddly, but hey, not as toxic.
Where are the toxins?
All right, I'll show you a close-up. So here's a close-up of it. I've crammed the leftovers right in there, so that's quite insulated in that spot. In here, you can see that it has gone right through here and given us a pretty decent insulation rating for those ribs. Hopefully it's going to be good enough as the other ones. I'm going to run more electrical cable through here. It'll look like this, going in through that spot there. And then I'm going to feed it out of one of these holes, depending where it is. It's probably going to be here. That's how I'm going to insulate it. Just half of the rib at a time, times, God, how many?
Somewhere between
700 billion and $1,300,000,000,000.
I don't know. But once all these ribs are done, I can move on to finishing off the form shield installation like I've done here. So there you have it. That's one rib done. It probably took me about, I don't know, 20 minutes. I'm getting pretty good at this now.
No. Subduing an actor's ego is no easy task.
And it's not something that I want to get good at, but either way, I want to get good at it temporarily. So I'm going to guess that this is going to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 8 ribs here.
Nice, you can count.
So 20 minutes each. That's going to be 160 minutes. So 2 hours of doing these internal ribs, but at least I don't have to worry about polyfiller expanding and popping the ceiling, and I don't have to worry about polyfiller expanding our exposure to toxins. So anyway, that's that, and I'll put a time lapse on because whenever you have a big job, just time lapse it.